sorry we're late. You know, we're not pros. We're not pros at this. But I'm really glad to see you here. There's going to be a lot of technical troubles. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know what I'm doing. But I am very, very excited to have one of my very, very favorite authors and one of my very favorite people here joining me for our first Day Drinking with Authors. If there's anybody I want to work out the bugs with, it's with New York Times bestselling author Annika Martin. So let's welcome her. Here we go.
You're coming, Molly. I'm like looking at this like picture of you laughing, frozen right now.
Is it frozen? Am I frozen?
Yes, but maybe not to other people.
No. Okay, let us know. I do see comments coming up, which is helpful. If you make some comments, if you ask some questions and we answer them, we're going to give you gifts. So be sure to ask a bunch of questions if you have them. We're really glad that you're here. So first things first, what are we drinking today, buddy?
This is, and look, I have an extra large one. This is a Hot Pink Barbie. It has cranberry, orange juice, pineapple juice, vodka, and a bit of champagne. This is how much I drink.
So we could not find pineapple, but I had pineapple juice. So we had frozen pineapples. So mine's sort of slushy. And I'm not going to lie, it's delightful. Get yourself a Hot Pink Barbie, everybody.
Yes, Pink Barbies for everybody.
So how do Hot Pink Barbies feature in your books? You look so cute, by the way. Your barrette, you look so cute.
You're so cute. Look at us, red and blue.
No, we're ready for a party.
Well, okay, so like the Pink Barbies from Billionaire and Fiancee, and basically it was just it's like fake fiancés on a yacht, and it's like this whole fabulous sort of thing where they're obviously on a yacht you drink and eat a lot, or at least I've never been on a yacht, but I think that's what you probably do. It's what I would. But anyway,
sounds good.
Heroine is like really, it's kind of an opposites attract type of romance, and my heroine is super bubbly and sunshiny, and my hero is like grumpy and surly, as like all my heroes are. I don't know why. And so anyway, I was like, well, so like she would not drink beer. This one would not drink, she would drink something that's colorful and beautiful and fun. And like at one point, Rex, the hero, is like, your drink has 3 kinds of juice in it. Like kind of disgusting. It's a hot. It is going through. This one's not as pink because I actually used pomegranate juice instead of cranberry juice. So it made it a little bit, I don't know. But anyway.
We're all, it's a COVID modification. We're doing what we can. I will say, I have like 5 canker sores immediately. Well, one of the things that I love about My Fake Fiance is your heroine is like a soap opera savant. Was this like, how did you decide to make her a soap opera? Was it the yacht that made you decide to do that? Or, and were you like a big soap opera person, a big soap opera watcher?
That's such a good question.
Okay,
like one of the things that I really love is, I love when like a heroine has like a sort of knowledge that is special, and sort of almost even a female kind of knowledge that like helps her. Like for instance, in one of my favorite movies is Legally Blonde, where like she cracked a case from knowing like things about hair. Or there was that the Bletchley Circle. Did you ever see that, where they're like code crackers? These women are code crackers in World War II, and then later they solve crimes based on their code cracking knowledge, and like other people don't. So anyway, like I just love it when like heroines have a special sort of strain of knowledge that like they're really good at this. And so I don't know. And also, I love soap operas. I grew up with them.
I felt like that was. That was the heart of it. You were waiting. So what was your soap opera like, and when? Like, was it in college? Like, what did you watch?
It was in high school and in college. Like in high school, my friend, it was like my friend was before you could have on demand, and she's like, you have to tape General Hospital because I can't like watch it. And so I taped it for her, and then I got hooked on General Hospital, and then I moved to All My Children, and then I moved to One Life to Live. And then what I would do is like watch one ABC soap opera, and then during the commercials I'd watch another one. Because
right, yeah, because they wouldn't sync up. It was like a smart.
I kind of do all of them, so I like go around based on storyline, especially if there was like amnesia or imposter type, twin imposter storylines. I love it.
We were Days of Our Lives strictly, and we would watch it. We'd have lunch in high school at my house, and we would be able to watch like a half hour of it, and we'd always miss the last 15 minutes when all the good cliffhangers happened. And I can't remember, there were like a couple of times that we just skipped school so we could finish watching it, but no. And in the book, her soap opera knowledge is pretty, sorry, an update on the technical difficulties. I'm broadcasting from my page, not the day drinking event page.
Hey, hold on a second.
So maybe I'll go post over there and let everybody know to come see me over here. Sorry about that. We'll work this out.
Hey,
anyway,
Molly.
I loved. Oh, you're gonna solve a problem for us with your soap opera knowledge?
Wait, hold on a second. Are we having technical difficulties with hard of hearing audio? I'm seeing in the comments.
We've got one comment that it's a little hard to hear. Anybody want to chime in? Can you hear us all? Oh no! And I lost her completely.
Oh my God, right?
But I can hear you. You're like a ghost.
You can't hear me?
I can, but your screen is gone.
Send me another link.
I sure will. Sorry, guys. One more second. This is actually really good timing because I want to tell this funny story about Annika. Can you still hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, good, because I want you to hear this funny story about you. So the last time that Annika and I were together, we were at this writer's retreat in... No, I'm telling it. I'm telling the story.
Can you hear me right now?
Yes.
You can?
Yeah, I just can't see you. I don't know why.
You can't see me, but you can hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can I tell the story about you now?
No, you can't. Hold on a second. I want to help tell the story, but I'm moving. Tell a different story.
Tell a different story. Oh, actually, okay, I can tell a different story. One of the early questions that we got from readers was from a lovely reader, a good friend to all of us, Darlene Good, who had asked what, oh, nice, Jenny Kavanaugh, nice. I just, quick reminder that we can hear you. Don't swear at us. So the question from Darlene was, what books led me to love Annika's writing? Like what characters, what storylines, what was it that made me love it? And I had never read any of her books because Carolyn was writing romantic suspense, and I have these like really specific rules about romantic suspense and what I like about them and what I don't. So I don't read a lot of them unless I get a lot of recommendations for them. Well, our friend Ruthie Knox had said to me, you've got to read her Kinky Bank Robbers. It's about this bank teller who gets kidnapped by this group of bank robbers and then just sort of like starts this super sexy heist relationship with them for like 5 books. And they're like robbing banks and solving crimes. They're like in Wisconsin in an apple orchard and in Italy at one point. And it's just this like absolute romp caper with this bank teller who decides to just join. Oh, is she back? So that was my first entrance into Carolyn's books. And then I read all of her romantic suspenses, which if you haven't read, they are like top shelf romantic suspense. And now with these new rom-coms that she's doing. Most Eligible Billionaire, Most Eligible Billionaire. The first one is free right now. I'll post the link later. You definitely want to pick that up while you can. But it's just like all the things that I loved about the romantic suspense and these kinky bank robbers. It's like all rolled into one. So it's like this fast-paced. Oh!
Am I back?
Ready? She's back!
Okay, is this working better?
I think so. What'd you do?
I moved to a different internet spot. Like, okay, so, all right, so like this is a COVID story. So like my husband.
No, that was it. So that was how I got into the story.
I was like in a different place just to kind of, you know, because like we're in a little tiny place. And
sure.
That little place.
You're not leaving your house. Yes, no. We're all in that position.
We're all like in a cabin. We're like in a cabin fever romance. Okay, but I'm back. So are we good? Okay.
Yeah. Can I tell the story now?
Maybe I just like left so you would tell nice things about my books.
I know. Well, I wanted to be able to tell that ridiculous story about you, but now you're not gonna. Can we tell the story?
Oh, right. Oh, okay. So like I know
Get
because
it together.
you can tell the story. Okay, so hold on a second. Oh my God, something's allow. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, all right.
Take another.
Thing that happened.
It's a drinking game. Every time there's a glitch or a technical problem, drink up, my friend.
This is so much better. Hi, everybody. Is this sound better too?
I think so. Yeah, okay. Your little corner, wherever that corner is a good corner. Okay. All right. Here's the story. The last time Annika and I saw each other, we were in a writer's retreat in Houston. And we had gotten to the retreat a day before everybody else because we wanted like a day to have coffee together and chat and whatever.
Yes.
And we had this big, beautiful house, and it was going to be filled with writers. But for this first night, it was just the two of us.
And it was in like this remote suburb of Houston. Like
gated community.
We're from the north. We don't know this place.
It felt haunted.
It was like scary. It was very empty, like cavernous.
Yeah. So we had this beautiful dinner and we'd had some drinks and we were sitting there talking. And then it was like we at the same time realized how many windows there were and like how many windows we couldn't shut. And there was like a door that we couldn't lock. And it started to get really scary. So Annika, the brave protector, goes into the kitchen where on the wall there's like a giant decorative spoon and fork made out of plastic.
No, actually, I think they were metal. They were pretty heavy.
Oh, they were metal, yeah.
Because that was like, there was nothing in this house because it's Airbnb. So it's like, I don't know. So that was the only weapons.
So she's like I'm going to bed with this
spoon and fork.
And I was like, okay, I guess I'll go to bed with this fork.
Like 3 feet long and just this like baseball bat sized.
Which is hilarious. Like we were going to know what to do with it. Anyway.
And like there was this alarm on the house and it would beep every time the door would open or like it was beeping all the time, but it stopped beeping at night. Right. So then in the middle of the night, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning and there's beeping. Remember?
We go running out of our room
we go running out onto like the landing and then I'm like,
Molly, where's your fork? Like,
bring your spoon at first.
I didn't.
I'm like, get your spoon.
Right. And then we realized it was the smoke detector battery failure thing that was going off. Oh my gosh.
So scary.
We did not sleep.
I know. It was so scary. But like, and like, even if like, sometimes I was thinking like, even if like if somebody was down there, like, you know, like trying to kind of rob the place from like getting electronics to bring to Pawn America or whatever for drug money. Like, who's more scared in that scenario? Like, we're like all haggy from like in the middle of the night, like get your giant golden fork and spoon, like.
I left early. I left early, and I'm like packing up my bags, and all the other authors are there now, and I'm the first one to go. And like the last thing I do is go back and take this. Anyway, so I guess the point of the story is it's a good thing we weren't being robbed. But I want to go back to the book real quick. Can we go back to the book real quick?
Yes.
Or all your books, actually, because one of the things that I love about your heroines, and I was reminded of this, a friend just sent this poem. I mean, this is going to get kind of crazy, but a friend sent this poem about, watch your daughters so they don't plug their heart into every light socket available. And I one of the things that I love about your heroines is like how like chin up, feisty, doing it themselves, but how deeply vulnerable they are and how they throw themselves into, I mean, not just like super zany, crazy situations, but into like emotionally dangerous situations with your heroes. And I just want to like, how do you create your heroines and their emotional vulnerability?
That's something I love about your writing, Molly. Like,
you have to say that.
No, I know, but like, this is like, it's sort of like aspirational for me with yours, how you do this. So, but
you're drunk.
No, I'm not. No, but anyway, especially like my heroines, especially in this romantic comedy. Okay, I have like a pimple on my nose. Don't look.
You're adorable. You're adorable.
In romantic, especially these Shirley Billionaire romances, a lot of times my heroines are kind of taking the piss out of them, like as the English say, like taking them down a peg. And so I feel like, well, I just like authentic emotions. Like I like people to have actual journeys. I like the heroine to have a real, because a lot of times like the hero has a hero arc in a lot of these books. Or not like a lot of these books, but the hero always has a hero arc.
Yeah.
It's important for me the heroine has a hero and arc too. So I like them to be vulnerable. I like them to have a journey, as well as the hero. And a lot of romance books do have heroine. It's not like have invented the heroine journey, but it's like something that's very deeply important to me to have that heroine journey. But also like I like to have a funny moment I like to have moments of like really taking that hero down a peg. And I feel like it's important to have the heroine being vulnerable. Like I don't want her to just come off like bitchy and tearing a hero down. Like she has to be vulnerable too. Like she has to be at risk too. So
that's a great way of putting it.
Yeah, like it has to be both. Otherwise, because if it's just a heroine kind of taking a hero down a peg, to me that's not a good story. She has to be opening her heart while that's happening, and he, it's like a whole muddle.
Yeah, you have that great line
scene in this new book. Wait, is it that? No, the salon scene in this book, and Molly really helped me with this. We're critique partners, but where like they both kind of bare their souls, like and there's just this moment of like they're at loggerheads, and then the heroine's like, please don't break me.
Yeah, it's so powerful because your heroine the whole time is just like flying in the face of his sort of like gruffness, and you have this great line in the hero's point of view where he's like, she's the girl with the pin dancing through the room popping all the balloons, and he feels that way about her, but in those moments with her where she's like, don't hurt me, you see the cost to her and where she is. It's really beautiful. I like anybody watching this. My daughter's on my husband's thing. She says, hi, Mom. But anybody who's like, it's like you get this super zany rom-com candy coating, but the inside is this like deeply vulnerable, or like, navigating these deeply vulnerable emotions. I love that about your rom-coms. But on the flip side of that, I want to talk to you. I said I was going to look at the time, but I haven't looked at the time once.
All of our technical difficulties.
Yes, that's all right. Have another drink. I think because we're critique partners, I'm sort of in tune with your process for like, your covers are awesome. Your covers are awesome. And you do these male only heroes, and you somehow find these pictures that, well, that convey grumpy, sexy, stern, like it's like a weird magic. So tell me how you do that.
Yet friendly. Like it's really hard to find it's really hard to find a good hero picture. Like, cause like it's just really hard. Like you have to balance so many things. And Molly, do you get like just sort of brain dead looking through hero pictures?
I start brain dead. I start it's a lose for me every time I go to look. Yeah, I'm not good at it, but you are very good at it. So tell me your process. I'll write it down.
I just look for someone who's, you know, they have to be friendly. I want them in a suit. I want them smiling. And it's really hard to find a smiley hero, you know, and like approachable and stuff, and like kind of cute and stuff. But then, okay, so I was talking to this friend about, because I'm like recovering book 3, the Billionaires, breaking the Billionaires rules, and I was like, oh, like this guy's too smiley, and she's like, yeah, he's cute and he's smiley, but you can't imagine him bending someone over a table. And like, you know, like it has
that's the magic.
It has to be all those things. My bar is very high.
Oh, no wonder it's so hard.
And I was like, yes, that is the litmus test.
Well done, you.
What is your process, Molly? You have some good pictures on yours.
No, like I flail around and I flail around and I pick 10 and I ask you and you say, I don't like him. And I pick him anyway because I'm tired.
Do you
I find it awful.
Is that what you do? Do you go against, like, do you get advice and then go, you know, but I really wanted this one?
I truly try not to. Like, I mean, advice from dear author friends is worth its weight in gold. But this is one of the things I should probably work on, but there's a point in a lot of this process that I'm just like, and I'm done. And, you know, I should probably go a few steps more, but it's just a matter of protecting myself. I want to remind people that if you ask a question that we answer, we're giving stuff away. There's a signed paperback copy of Carolyn's new book. I'm giving away audiobook codes. So ask those questions if you've got them. Sorry, because I haven't been. Jamie Beck's getting a drink. Priscilla Oliveris is like, if I played the glitch drinking game, I'd never get any work done. So what are you?
Y and R, Young and Restless. Yay.
We never watched that one. So what are you working on next? What are you working on now?
I'm working on the next one.
Are you able to work on anything? Like, are you finding it hard in the quarantine to get anything done?
You know, not I'm a little bit distracted. I still have hours of writing, but then other times I get distracted. Like sometimes I think like I'm just like one bag of treats away from getting my cat to roll over. like you just like focus on like stupid things like that I would never focus on.
One bag of treats away from true cat training. I love it.
I believe like there's like cat training videos on YouTube and I have one cat who's like really will go for he gets really into routine, so I feel like really helpful about that, but it's not a good thing to be working on. But I feel like we all need to just blow off a little steam, you know, and like we don't have to be productive every minute of the day. So I'm like working, but my life hasn't changed a lot. I don't know. How about yours, Molly? Like you always worked at home, right?
I did, but my kids weren't here. That was, you know, funny. The key to my productivity is, you know, not having the kids around. No, but it's the same thing. Sorry, I shouldn't cover my mouth. You know, if I go on to Twitter too early, like I just find myself getting lost in dread and I lose a day to that. So I try, you know, I'm learning all these things to sort of keep, and my expectations are like if I get 200 words done, yay me. If I get 2,000 words done, yay me. Like it's 2,000 words. I haven't done that in weeks, but you know what I mean? Like you just have to take it easy. But so what are you working on when you're not training your cat to roll over?
I'm working on the next romantic comedy. It's called Return Billionaire to Sender, and it is.
I have not heard that title. Oh my god!
Pippa thought of it.
Pippa.
And it's about like this postal carrier. She's like she's really shy, and there's this billionaire who's going to knock down the building, and nobody can get at him, and so she and it's her only family is in this building, this family of women. So she goes and puts on her postal uniform, and she's like, I'm going to get to him in his like giant tower, and yada yada yada. She's mistaken for the corporate coach, that the sensitivity coach that he's been court ordered to have, and they think she's just doing a male shtick. So she goes with it, and she's like his new corporate coach, and she's like, but she's really just trying. She travels around with him, but all she knows is like mail carrier stuff. So she's like, she has all these mail carrier wisdom things, like it's not the little dog, it's not the big dogs you have to worry about, it's the little dogs. Like, and then he uses it to make, like, it actually helps him, but you know, it ends up she's just the mail carrier who doesn't want to knock down the building. So anyway, I'm working on that. And like, I really like that. I started it in the fall, but I really like that it's about a mail carrier, because during COVID, like mail carriers are connecting us to everything, to the outside world, and to the products. Like, I'm like, oh,
yeah, absolutely. Have you seen that? Have you seen the thing on Facebook about the 11-year-old girl who's writing letters to like everybody she knows, and then she writes a letter to the mail carrier, and the mail carrier is so moved by it, he shares this letter, and now she's getting like, I mean, dozens of letters from like mail carriers everywhere, like thanking this girl. And yeah, it's beautiful. You need. I'll post a link to it in the wrap up of this for the video. But yeah, no, that's a perfectly heroic occupation to be writing about right now. It's super great. Maureen McGowan wants to know about the clown over Annika's shoulder. What clown?
Okay, wait.
Oh my God, that looks like a.
That's Bozo, you guys. Okay, wait. All right.
Yeah, that's not.
Okay, my husband's always complaining about this, like this messy. It's a really messy bulletin board. This is like all of my. This is like when people, if you've ever sent me a card or anything, it ends up on that bulletin board. But that clown is actually Bozo, and I grew up with that book. And my mom, like, you know, she moved out of the family house recently, and she cleaned out all of our stuff. And I was like, "There's Bozo!" Like, I loved that book as a kid.
Is that like card from when you were a kid too? Like, is it like a million? Not. Oh, that was terrible.
It's a book, like Bozo the Clown.
Oh my gosh, that's pretty adorable.
From the TV show.
Yeah, oh, I remember that.
Before clowns were scary.
Amy Talley says, I love how your heroines are working middle class paired with fun, adventurous heroes. I know those are fun to read. They are. They're like Cinderella stories kind of on crack, right? Like the Cinderella is this like punchy, wild flower child, and you know, Prince Charming's this stern guy up in a tower. It's pretty. I do think it's pretty clever.
Do you think all of our stories are a little bit Cinderella, Molly? Or sometimes they're Beauty and the Beast, though, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, I do think those two stories really resonate. I mean, we tell them over and over again because they resonate with not just readers but with writers too, and you know, they're good romance. I would, you know, I could use just you know, never mind. Let's go. I drank too much of the drink. Never mind.
I think like your story about like the girl, you know, the martial arts fighter, and she's the artist. And what is that? Which one is that? It's not Baby Come Back, but it's
Bad Neighbor. Bad Neighbor.
Bad Neighbor. Yes, like that one's to me is like a sort of a Cinderella story where he's like the dark Prince Charming, kind of the sexy fighter Prince Charming, and she's like kind of a nobody in the building. Yeah. And then like I just love that one. And like when she like it has kind of like this sort of missed connections element like Cinderella does. I love that one.
Jenny Kavanaugh and her lovely and amazing husband Daryl did my theme song.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Did
I
you play
know.
it? I love
Yeah.
that.
Jenny Kavanaugh asks, do you have a really impactful series that you read in middle school? That's a hard one. I mean, middle school, I was reading like Christopher Pike. Nobody's reading those anymore.
What is that?
Christopher Pike?
Yeah.
You read Christopher Pike? I don't know. It's like pre-romance romance. I mean, there's always like a thriller and like a certain element of like the unexpected and twists. And there were a couple of like fairly significant
Is is this like a
issues
mystery
he dealt
series?
with. Yeah, they were just like, yeah, I think they were mystery series. The
Wow.
Witch of Blackbird Pond, that was a big deal for me. Do you have one?
Nancy Drew,
Yeah.
right? And then did you ever read that? And she never really quite get together with Ned though, but he was always sort of circling around.
I know we started reading the case files together. My good friend, not you and I, my good friend from back home in grade school and middle school, we were reading the case files like crazy. R.L. Stein, he was like R.L. Stein. Thank you for that.
Oh,
Yes.
oh,
All right.
cool.
I said that this was only going to take 20 minutes. We're on 30 minutes. We're going to wrap it up, my friend.
Okay. Does anybody else want to enter with a, or like, okay, so okay, we'll go through and see who asked questions
Yeah.
and they're entered
And
for the
awards and
design.
prizes.
Okay.
Yes. But Carolyn, I really want to thank you for being my first guinea pig.
Oh my God. Thank you for having me. This was like really fun. And I'm sorry for the technical difficulties. I feel like, oh, look, Zoe has a
Oh,
question though. Molly. Do either of you wrap real life things, memories? I'm sorry, like I'm like, look, another
do it.
question.
Yeah,
Let's
go.
keep going.
Uh, this is from Zoe York's reader group. The person asking the question is Colleen Sylvie. Do either of you wrap real life things, memories, situations that have happened to you into your books? All the time. All the time. All the time. Sometimes big, like I'm working on a book right now where it's a high school graduation night, and everybody remembers what happened. Everybody remembers what happened that night differently, and it's my high school graduation too. I mean, obviously, made more dramatic and exciting. Ours was pretty dull, but it was the it's just the idea that we all had a very different memory of this very specific thing and how that changed us and our perceptions of that night and each other and that sort of thing. So I'm doing that for my next book right now.
Oh, hey, is
I
this
know,
the
clever.
Christmas? Is this the Christmas book that
It
you're writing?
is. It is the Christmas at the Riverview Inn. I know.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, I'm writing it like 4 words at a time.
Oh my God, but that will be great to get a Christmas story.
Zoe, thanks for forwarding that message. But
Yes, yes. And
and
me too. Yes, my answer is yes. So cool.
oh yeah,
All right.
no. Do you have a specific thing? Do you have
I
a
can't think
specific
of it,
book?
but I feel like it's always like something, you
I
know?
really want it to be that like one of your jobs you used to dress up in a cat uniform and have to deliver food to like
Oh,
grumpy
right.
billionaires.
Wouldn't that be great?
Or that
Yeah.
you accidentally got a job as a wake up call girl to yell at billionaires in the morning to get up out of bed and then it
That
turned
would be,
dirty.
yes. Well, my first series, Mind Games, was like took place entirely in a restaurant, and I had been a waitress forever. And they like the hero was like magically trapped for eternity in this restaurant, and then there's a ragey cook that was kind of from real life.
It's all coming back to you.
The cooks were always angry at me.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like funny. It's my you write a lot of bad parents, in our books, right? You have to give these people very complicated backstories that ultimately originate from bad parents, and
Oh,
I have to keep saying my parents are really lovely. They didn't damage me too badly. Do you have bad parents in your books that you've pulled from real life stories that people have told you and things like that?
yeah, and um, right, and like you distort stuff, but I feel like with every book there's like almost like a psychological theme that I'm working out in my own life, but you can never like you would never know. You'd have to really kind of like twist and like dig down the alleys to find it. But
Hmm.
you know, like if it's like believing in yourself or something whatever, it's things like that that'll come up for me.
We have a couple more questions. Wow, I really appreciate you guys chiming in. I'm like, oh no, we don't want to stay too long, but there's some questions, so we'll answer them. And I'm not done with my drink, so.
I'm not either. I'll stay.
I've been out drinking you in like real lifestyle. What from Amy Wenzel Boyer? What made you choose to write about billionaires? I mean, now in this day and age, when that's almost a bad word sometimes.
I know. I just kind of like the whole boss thing. It's a little bit of a fun, sexy power imbalance, I guess. But yeah, now I'm a little down on billionaires. But it's still kind of like I just like that kind of boss workplace suit and tie versus every woman sort of thing. I guess I like that, so that's why I chose. That's a good question. Yeah.
And it's funny. I feel like in your books too, you upend some of the billionaire stuff. So like the things that made them super successful, like the heroine comes in and says, you realize how damaging this is, right? Like you realize this isn't a great protocol and you're like hurting people and things like that. And you have a lot of your billionaires sort of coming to their senses about some of the stuff, which is a story that resonates with me right now. And it creates the Cinderella dynamic.
Yes. And was it, somebody said like, oh, who was it? Like, in all of their books, they are the hero and the heroine, and like, I think as authors, we're all like a little bit workaholic-y and we're all, always striving. And like, sometimes the billionaire in a way is me too.
Yeah. Turning it on its
head. Without the money. No limo. Billionaire
is you too. No, that's good.
Yeah,
the workaholic. Yeah.
Yes. All the bad parts of the billionaire lifestyle and none of the good ones.
And none of the yachts. Sonali Dev wants to know, what is the in real life craziest job you've ever had?
Oh, Molly, what's yours? Do you have one?
Well, I've worked in some crazy places, but like I was like an administrative assistant for a lot of things. Oh, you know something? I was a substitute teacher at this really posh Catholic school in Montecito, California, and it was Catholic. Like, and so I had to, like, one of my gigs was like substitute teaching in the religion class. It did not go well for anybody. So that was probably one of the funnier ones.
Oh, that is funny.
Yeah. What about you?
My very first job ever was giving out samples at a supermarket with my sister.
Oh.
It was pretty sad. It seems like I should have had some much crazier jobs, but mostly I was a waitress. Oh, I worked at a plastics factory one time. That was pretty crazy. And I did this Lucille Ball thing where you like the machine goes and you like have to do like a little something with every like thing that it spits out. It would make like Maybelline lips, like Maybelline plastic lip
compacts,
and like candy cane M&M things as plastics. So you'd have to like bore off these little. But anyway, I think I ruined like a really big machine. Because I couldn't keep up. Or like you would like just kind of daydream, like you would
shoving them down your shirt. And Paula, sweet Paula. Hi, Paula. I miss you so much. Do you have a fave cocktail while writing, and do you change it up while you're rewriting, editing? So I don't normally drink while I'm writing, but I do have like a very strict drink writer's retreat schedule. And Paul, I feel like you should know this because I learned it at that first disastrous writer's retreat with you where I threw up everywhere. Sorry. But no, I know it was my first writer's retreat. And you got to pace yourself because like some people at writer's retreat start early and some people at writer's retreat are much better drinkers than you. So anyway, I drink coffee all day, and then around 3, 4 o'clock when I want to stop writing, I have a beer, and that usually gets me till about 5. And then I have another beer, and that gets me to dinner. And then after dinner, you just kind of go off. I can't drink I can't drink a ton at writer's retreat because the whole thing is you've got to work so much. But that is a very specific And yeah, or a cider or something. But when you want to stop, have a drink and keep writing. Not good advice for your children. But if you're a writer trying to stay in the chair, that's always helped me.
Yeah.
How about you? You're not really a drinker. You're not even drinking your drink right now.
Look at me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I am. Well, at writers retreats, I am though. Yeah. Like it's really fun to like have like, or like a cider at like 3. That's very fun. Like, yeah, my drink is coffee, kind of.
All the time. All the time.
Or else just prosecco. I really love that.
Yeah, well, Hot Pink Barbies. Like, let's have a toast to hot. Those are my frozen pineapple. I don't think we'll ever drink these again. This is one time.
What is that you have there?
Well, those are the frozen pineapples that didn't get totally in my blender. But yeah, no, I mean, it's a very good drink, but it is sweet and my tongue is on fire and I'm too old for this.
I love that you made fresh pineapple in it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of host I am. I wish I could make it for you, but sorry, buddy. Okay, that's it for us, guys. We're at 40 minutes. I appreciate all of you, your questions, your showing up. I really do appreciate it. Annika, my sweet friend, I can't wait to hug you.
Thank you so much for having me. I love you too.
Yeah, thank you. Guys, spread the word. This is kind of fun. We'll see you next time. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.